hello, and welcome to Paving the Way podcast, episode 2. I'm Seth Amoa, also known as Essay. I'm here with Kenny Jean-Louis, aka KJL, and we are here with someone who I grew up with, when we were young. Grew up in the same neighborhood, Park Extension, for y'all that don't know. We grew up, we played together when we were younger. This guy's a very competitive guy. He's built like the Hulk. It is what it is. And without no further, it doesn't need no more introduction. Mr. Kemy Osse.
Merci.
Man.
Merci Kemy d'avoir accepté l'invitation. On t'envoie un message texte, directement tu as répondu. Puis on voudrait juste savoir un peu de ton histoire. Mais je sais, il y a beaucoup de jeunes qui look up to you. Puis je pense que cette interview-là, ça va vraiment les aider, man. Comme tu as un gros bagage. Puis juste pour qu'eux, ils apprennent un peu de ton histoire, man. On aimerait ça, nous aussi, apprendre un peu des choses que nous, on ne connaît pas, même si on a grandi avec toi. So, merci d'avoir accepté l'invitation encore.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me, too. I know that means a lot to y'all. And I think that's great for the basketball community. The thing y'all doing right now, just showing the kids how we started and how we helped them and how the generation before us helped us, too. So I think that's a great idea. Thanks for having me.
For your respect, man. It's crazy because I could think about it like it was yesterday, bro, when we played, when we played at the center, and we were, when I seen you play, and also hear some stuff of you playing in high school at Notre Dame, and how you were just killing that league, So it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. I remember when the first time I saw Kemy was when we played against each other in the final. You had 45, 55 points. and the crazy thing is, your footwork was crazy. Like, it's not like you were bigger than everyone, but all your points were step back, Euro step, 3 points, jump shot. Like, you get it? So I was like, after the game, I was like, that guy, maybe there's a guy who's better than me, Benjamin, you get it? So, I remember that was the first time I saw you, so.
Yes, I want to know, at such a young age, right? How did you, the footwork and all that, all that craziness that you're doing at, 12, 11,
Yeah, true. Well, first of all, till this day, I hate Kenny for that game, man. He's giving me all this credit, but he did have a good game, man. Well, after that game, I shook my head. I said, man, I'm right back in the gym tomorrow, man. I said, hey, he gave me buckets too. I ain't going to lie. And he got the win. So that was a good one. But I got my payback too the week after.
Yeah. That's true.
Seth, back to your question. At that age, the footwork and stuff, to be honest, it started with my brothers, to be honest. All these moves that y'all see, and even now, people always ask me, that step back, your footwork, all that came from, for people who know him by name, John Nelson and my trainer at the time, Henry.
Shout out to John, shout out to Nelson.
Facts. 100% came from them, and a lot of playing them one-on-one, and me never being able to beat them, but still stealing moves from them every time, and now ask questions. I'm a very curious guy, so I always ask questions how do you do this? How do you do that? With my teammates, sometimes I'll see them doing something well. I'll just pick their brains. How you do this? Show me this, show me that. And
so how was it especially coaching, being coached by your brothers, and because a lot of people don't have that, right? How was it?
Yeah, I remember they were hard on you. I remember me playing against you, and then you could have 30 points at half, and Nelson and John was always yelling at you. I was like, damn, that guy just scored 30 points in the half. How come they're yelling at him?
Hey, I'd be wrong. I wouldn't be doing good even if I would have it. Even if I had 60, they would always point the little bad things, the little details, and they were big on that, but. Off the court and even on the court, it's love. I mean, if you have a little brother, you're gonna be hard on them for sure. So they were always tough with me, but they taught me everything I know right now till this day. And they were a major part of me growing to the man that I am today. Until this day, I'm still learning from them and
family,
and my parents too. So it's
right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
I hear that. And also when when we were playing, remember we were playing at the center, we were playing like little tournaments here and there when we were younger. Yeah, and my main thing was I'm like, okay, Kemy's killing it, like he's doing his thing in the school league, you know. How's that going to translate if we start playing all these intercity games, you know, intercity games or intercity leagues like NBL, and then hopefully, and then by all, you know, thank God, Parkex was able to get a team. Back then it was known as Superskillz, you know. Yeah. So and then what you were doing against, you know, guys that were like, I would say like elite, you know, at that age was just insane, you know, like scoring by any means necessary, you know. And to me, I was like, how does he have that mindset? Like, I don't understand, at such a young age, you know. Back then, we didn't have YouTube or Instagram, you know, none of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to know, how did you get that mindset? Like, this game, you're going in this game, you know, like to kill, the next game to kill. You didn't care whether you were down 20 or you're up 20. It was always the same thing. Like, how'd you get that mindset at such a young age?
Shoot, I think that started with me. Sure, first of all, it's 6 of us in the house. So it's like we're 6 siblings with 2 parents. So everything I would do was a competition. When my brother John is the one younger, like the one closest to me by age, like with age and stuff. And everything what I was doing was a competition. Like even Nelson is like, yo, you should never accept a lose. Like, don't accept being second. And even my parents, like, it was like, man, like, we don't lose here. And then, so I developed that dog like this. And then even when I started working now, like everything I did in my mind, I was like, shoot, I always imagined somebody in front of me and me just going at them. And so when I got to the game, it's like, yo, I've worked for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been in the gym. I know I can make that shot, so I'm going to take it. Like, whether I make it or not, I'm going to take the next one, and I don't care because my mentality is true. I'm trying to win this game, and I'm trying to kill whoever's guarding me. So, I think.
No, keep going.
Yeah, and then that's what I was saying. So I think, like, that's how it translated to the game. Just being raised that way for life, and then I would just use that on the court, and it just translates in everything you do in life after that.
Kemy, can you tell us a little bit about your 3 years playing for Team Quebec? How was that?
Shoot, that shit was fun, man. It was really fun. Like, if you take the basketball out of it, just the fun we had off the court. I mean, guys, like, I have a story for everybody on those teams. Shit, Kemy being one, knowing everybody's stats and trying to beat them. So by the time of that, by the end of the tournament, he'd be the MVP.
This
so
guy,
he knew everybody's stats, and then like that thing was just crazy, man. But you know what I'm saying? He wasn't just a bad teammate, and that's just him being competitive, which I understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm the same way. I wouldn't count other people's stats. I would just do it. but yeah, I mean, I had a story for everybody on that team, really. But it was fun. But if you talk about basketball, it was really good. Just competing against those other provinces. Quebec never being the favorites. It was always Ontario. So whenever we play Ontario or those BC teams, I had a little extra, you know what I'm saying, motivation to just kill those guys. Yeah. And I'm happy to say that we've never lost to them. Never. Like ever since I started playing for Team Quebec, yeah, we never lost. Then we ended up going to the Canada games. We beat
Nova Scotia.
I think it was Nova Scotia. Yeah, Nova Scotia in the finals. And you remember, nobody was rooting for us. It was us against everybody. And I love that, though. I don't want to be like.
And last thing about Team Quebec, can you tell us about the zone you were in? Like, I remember in the fourth quarter, we were down like 5, and I could see in your eyes, like Kobe and '08 when he said, yo, when they were about to lose against Spain, and they say, yo, get out of the way, just give me the ball. And that was the same thing. Like, I thought I was the best on the team. You thought it was the best on the team, K-Win, Kenny. But in the fourth quarter, you said, you know what? I'm the Kobe. Give me the ball and get out of my way. And then you scored like I think 15 points, and then you won us the game by a buzzer. So
shoot, R.I.P. my dude Kobe, my favorite player ever. That's the GOAT to me. In my eyes, he's the GOAT. But shoot, that's why I get that mentality from too. Kobe, that's my favorite player. We were actually up a lot in the first half, and then we went down. We got to that fourth quarter. I was like, I just wanted to take charge of it. That's just my competitive nature. It just came out, and I was fine, like, taking over. And then even if I had missed that shot and we lost that game, it would just be a learning experience. And that's one thing about like taking over. Like, let's say like as a basketball, like just for basketball, whenever you're trying to take over a game, it's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be a Cinderella story where, oh, I made this shot. If I had missed it, that would have been a learning experience. Okay, get back to the gym, learn from it. And I think a lot of people sometimes they're just scared. You know what I'm saying? They're scared to just miss that last shot to take it. They're scared of it. Now I'll take that and shoot. If I go 0 for 5 on game winners, the sixth one, I'm taking it with the same confidence because I work on it. Like I said earlier, I work on those moments. I work for those moments. So when they come, you gotta just appreciate them, just hug the moment, just take it.
No, that's true.
That's what happened in that game, and we got the dub.
Yeah, that must have for sure. That's a good feeling playing, representing your province. Especially get as representing your country. So for sure, that's an experience that I'm sure a lot of people hope to get an opportunity to play in. And I have to give a shout out to the team Quebec's. Was it this year or last year, which they won? Well, that's pretty dope. Yeah, I think it was the first time that all levels won or something like that. But that's pretty dope. That puts Quebec. It's showing that Quebec got talent. And it's good. Like I said, it starts from like all the way from back in the day till now, and the progress that's going. So that's really dope.
And you also played Team Canada. Can you talk about that experience? I know you play provincial team, but you play for Team Canada, which is the goal for everyone. Can you talk about that?
Team Canada, that was another great experience. Like I said, like off the court, everything was fine, but let's jump to basketball. Basketball was just that team is like I'm playing guys like Cal Wilcher, Kim Birch. They're all NBA players, NBA level players. So I still had to find a way to get into that. Phil Scrub was on that team, so I went that training camp with the mentality like I ain't getting cut, man. I'm going there to get work. So whoever was in front of me, I was going at them. You know what I'm saying? And it was clear that I was gonna make that team, not bragging or anything, but that's just the body of work that I had put on during training camp. Ended up starting. I started. I think the last 2 games I didn't start though. I came off the bench. And the experience was just amazing. Played against Team USA. Kyrie Irving on that team. Austin Rivers, Tony Mitchell. The list goes on. Vanderbilt, a bunch of guys, man.
Where was the tournament?
We played in San Antonio, Texas, in the States.
Okay.
Yeah. Great experience, man. That's something like I'll never forget that.
Yeah, going back to in Parkex, right, which you dominated the league, and then you got sent, and then you left to go to prep school. You went to Archbishop Carroll, which is that's and that's I guess the school of Chris Joseph, Syracuse NBA. So he's the school he went to. What made you leave, I guess, Montreal to go to down south? And play when back then, it wasn't really, a lot of players didn't really do that, but you decided to do that. Why?
It's a decision I took with my family and Henry, who was my coach at the time. It was getting to a point where like, I was dominating and it was like, okay, like he's just going to keep doing that. How can we get him better? And my dream was to go D1, play at the next level. And that was the step to take so I could get there. So that league is like the best high school league in America.
Okay.
You can look it up, the WCAC. They produce major talent. Going there, and that's why I took the decision so I can play against the best in my grade.
Okay. And how was it playing in the league? How was it like?
Very good league, man. Tough.
Yeah.
Like tough league. I've seen a lot of people, man. And I did good. Played Kendall Marshall, went to North Carolina, Victor Oladipo, Quinn Cook, Josh Shelby.
I guess.
The list goes on. Like the list goes on. Like guys that I played with and against. The playing there was just amazing. And then my partner in crime came and joined me there, Kenny Cherry.
Yeah.
And it made the experience even better. I had somebody with me
Mhm.
to actually go through that. Because think about it, I'm 16 at the time, leaving. I'm by myself in another country, just competing. You know, sometimes things ain't going well, things aren't going the way you want it to go, and at least you got somebody to just like, yo, come on. And then
He came.
that was great.
He came the next year or 2 years after, like.
He came the year after, so I played 1 year, and then he came for junior and senior year. I played there sophomore, junior, senior, and senior.
Okay.
And can you talk a little bit about your bond with Kenny? Because I know you guys were always fun with everybody, but I
One
know
and
you,
two.
yeah, but you and Kenny, like they were a
Yo.
special bond. So can you talk about like how he pushed you? Like I know he's playing pro too, so.
Yeah, that was true from Park X. That was the 1-2 punch combo. So we always had that thing, like it always clicked. Like I would never get mad at a shot that he took, and you would not get mad at me taking a bad shot or anything. It was just like, okay, now it's your turn. Okay, now, yo, Kemy, it's your turn. It was the same way in DC, and people would call us the Canadians, like the Canadian combo, the Canadians, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's good though, like, you know, you repping not only ourselves, but we were repping Canada, Quebec, Montreal, like if you want to just keep going down the line, and just people noticing that, yo, they got talent. I mean, that bond is till this day. I mean, same thing.
I remember there was back in, if I go flash back, there was, I think it was Bantam. I don't know, you guys, I think you and Kenny, like, one dropped like 60, one dropped 40. You know, I think you dropped 60, you dropped 40. I was like, what? In one game?
I think it's on YouTube. Like there's a
YouTube,
video.
bro.
I think
I'm gonna find it and put in the link, bro.
I think Kemy's dropping 60. I watched that video probably like 10 times.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that video. I'm gonna put it up, man. I'm putting the link below. You know, so everyone listening, go watch it. That's
but that dude is just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like that 1-2 punch, like, you know what I'm saying? And it was always great to play with him. Like, I know, like, and I trusted him. So, you know how we were talking about taking over a game? Sometimes you just feel like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? It's his time. Like, I feel like I can just be like, yo, go on. And same thing with him. If he's taking over a game and he sees me like, yo, come on, take over. Like, today is not my day. That's how it was.
Drive, you know? Yeah, just
exactly.
Competitors, yeah.
And then after that, what was next? Like after high school?
After high school, it was that's when I moved on and I played D1. I went to Arkansas Little Rock.
What made you go?
University.
Yeah, what made you choose that university? For sure, there were a bunch of D1 who was recruiting you. Like, what made you choose that school that Derek Fisher went to, right?
Yeah, facts. He went there. I developed a really good relationship with the assistant coach that recruited me there. His name was Coach Lee. Same birthday as me. We were just like really cool. Yeah, we were really cool. And when it came down to it, I had got in trouble for schoolwork. I actually lost a lot of offers, to be honest. But then that was the school that stuck with me and everything. I trusted them, so I just went there. I didn't want to go the JUCO route, which I was about to do, but then I was like, nah, fuck it. I just went with Little Rock, and that was probably the best 5 years of my life, to be honest.
Yeah, and I know when you played, you know, there's an injury that occurred, right?
Yeah, second year.
Yeah, so what happened?
We playing at Louisiana Lafayette. We playing against Alfred Payton. I think I took a shot and I missed it, and the rebound went long, so I'm chasing it, and me and dude and the other team about to go like for the ball, and as we're going for it, my knee just hit his knee, and I just broke my kneecap from back there. Like, I broke it, and I tore my patella tendon. And at first I didn't feel nothing. It just felt like I hit something, and I'm trying to stand up. And as I'm trying to stand up, I see like I can't bend my left knee. It's like I got up and I just fell right back there. I'm like, what's going on? And by the time I look down, my knee is just this big, like, and I'm just screaming from there, like, yeah. And then I just thought it was over. From that point, I was like, oh yeah, it's over with.
Damn. How was your mindset during rehab, or like what was your first thought? Like, would you say like, damn, I'm done. Like, what was your mindset during the rehab and
My
stuff?
first thing was like the first thing I asked the trainer. I said, "Yo, is this a like career-ending injury?" He said, "No, but I don't think you'll get back to 100." I said, "Cool." I get to the doctor. Says the same thing. I'm like, "Okay, cool." He said it's gonna depend on your rehab. When he said it depends on your rehab, yo, guys, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. After surgery, I started rehab like a couple weeks after, and I had to do rehab 2 times a day. I would be in the room 5, 6 times a day, bro. I'll just keep going. I'm like, nah, I need this shit to
Yeah,
get
you
back
just
to
get
100.
back, huh?
They got to a point where the trainer would kick me out, be like, nah, there's nothing else we can do, man. Just go home.
Damn.
And I
Like,
was like that for the whole 8 months. Like, I'll call him, yo, what's up? Like, it's swelling up. Well, what do I do? Oh, it's healing. It's I used for like 30 minutes. I would always like be on top of it because I needed to get back.
Mm-hmm.
okay. And what was your drive to like keep pushing? Because I know there's a lot of, you probably know a lot of guys that get an injury like that and just lose hope and stop playing. Get it?
Yeah, and my drive was just like, shoot, I'm just trying to hoop. I'm trying to play. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't want my career to be done with an injury.
Mm-hmm.
I always said I wanted my career to be done when I said that it was over with. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. I was like, man, I can't believe these dudes said it's not gonna get back to 100. What? So I actually just changed my diet, like cleared my mind. I stayed focused, stayed positive with it. Now, even him, like I think I was supposed to be out for 12 months. I was back after 9. He said, man, he told me that the surgeon came to me. He said, that shit crazy, man. He said, I don't think I've seen too many people bounce back from this injury.
That's good, bro.
Yeah.
That's so after when you came back, right? When you came back and you play, you know, I know y'all won the conference. Yeah. So how was that winning in the conference that you were in and going to the big dance? You know.
Oh man, that's what made it like my favorite time of my life. Like that stretch, winning the conference. So I already know I'm gonna get that ring, and then go into the tournament as an underdog, who was a 12 seed.
For y'all don't know,
Like
the tournament, it's March Madness, by the way. You know, one of the biggest sporting events in the States. Yeah.
Who you guys play?
First game we played Purdue. Purdue, I think, had won the Big Ten tournament, if I'm not mistaken, or they were in the championship game against Michigan State. I can't really remember. 2016, I'll look it up. And then we played them. They were number 5 seed, and everybody's like, "Man, you guys gonna lose. You guys gonna lose." Like the commentators on ESPN, and that's fun to watch because you know what I'm saying, it's March Madness. It's anybody's night. It's one game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one game, and then we went on to play Purdue. We beat them in double overtime. Great. We had a great team that year. Great coach, Chris Beard, that's at Texas Tech right now. I mean, that year was great. And then we went on to play Iowa State with George Niang, Monte Morris, Deontay Byrne, all these guys. They beat us that game, but that experience was amazing.
Yeah, I was like, that experience was been.
I was the experience playing in front of what, 20,000, 10,000?
Yeah, like it was like 20,000 people. Like I walked in the arena and Iona's playing. I want to say Gonzaga. They're playing Cal Wilger because I saw Cal Wilger there. I was like, oh, what's up, man? Blah, blah. Yeah, and then I look around and I look at our host. It was a lady. I said, how many people's in there? She said like 21,000. We playing in the Denver Nuggets arena. I'm looking around. I'm like, damn, like you can actually feel like the vibe. Like you can actually, like there's a vibration. There's a vibration there. Like from just being in there, I'm like, shit. Like, fuck, this shit felt great. Man. I was like, I'm ready to hoop. Yeah.
Damn. So you finished your career in University of Arkansas. You know, you school, everything was good. You know, you went through it. So what made you decide to go play pro?
Honestly, growing up, I'm gonna go back a little bit. Growing up, my ultimate dream was to play D1 because, and I blame myself for that a little bit because we didn't really see guys going pro from Montreal. I don't know if y'all know, like, especially like from what we've seen. The only guy we've seen was Chris Joe, which I need to shout out to because I remember when I was in DC, you know, you went to Carroll too. He would actually, whenever they played Georgetown, he would come to Carroll and you'll come and be like, yo, I heard you doing well, blah, blah. Like, give me 20, 50, 60 bucks. And that's how you pass down the torch. And
Facts.
that's why the name y'all got Paving the Way, Pave the Way. He's actually somebody I was looking up to. He went to that school that I actually ended up going to. He'll come support me.
That's what's up.
You know, yeah. So, and to go back to what I was saying, he was the only pro that we actually seen from Montreal.
For sure.
But everybody's dream at our time, and even you or Kenny, we never said we want to be pros. We were like,
D1.
We want to go D1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So after my career at D1, I remember my coach said from day one in college, he ended up getting fired, but it was my first coach. He said, I think you're going to be a better pro player than a college basketball player just because of your style of play, ISO, spacing, shooting. And that's when it got in my mind, like, shoot, I'm going to try this thing after college. You know what I'm saying? And that's what motivated me. I was still motivated as time was going by. I'm like, I'm going to be a pro. Let me try to be a pro. And it ended up happening for me.
Is there a reason why you decided to stay, like, to come and play in Canada, or you just, like, you know, I don't know?
Yes and no. The pro game is different. You got to have an agent and stuff. I was trying to go to Europe, but the Canada situation was better for me personally for everything. Whether it was money, experience, the players in the league actually had good talent. So I think it was better for me personally. And I've been comfortable in that league now, to be honest. So I actually like it.
Okay, can you talk a little bit about the league? Because outside of Quebec, a lot of people respect that league. But I think probably in Quebec, because I guess we don't have a team, when we hear NBL, people are like, there's a league, there's a basketball league in Canada. Like outside of Quebec, because I'm in Toronto, so everyone's like, oh, that's a big league. But in Quebec, people tend to not respect that league. Can you talk a little bit to the, I guess, younger generation that probably doesn't know that league?
Now, it is a tough league, man. I play against a lot of guys, like guys that played in the NBA, guys that were actually lottery picks. Like played against Big Baby, Royce White that went to Iowa State, Luther Head, Jair
Luther
Carson.
Head. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Houston,
Jair
right?
Carson. Yeah,
that's a big. That's okay.
Jair Carson. This year, actually, he played with Chris Jones. That was the MVP of the JUCO. Ended up going to Louisville. To me, he's an NBA talent too. Played against and with a lot of guys. Frank Nitti was my teammate. Julie MVP. I mean, there's a lot of talent. It's an up and down league. It's a scoring league.
Yeah,
and that's why I love it. That's why I love it.
Just before we talk about, I guess, your career pro, I know you play against a lot of great players and you play with a lot of great players. So can you just name me your starting five? Like we always ask, what's your starting five from PG to center, best player, like that you play with?
That I played with as a
teammate? Yeah, play with, yeah.
Oh, shit.
You know, don't say me, because, you know, I know, just don't say my name. I know I'm in there,
but Seth actually might be the best athlete I played with. To be honest, like I gotta shout him out. But when you talk about that's a tough one, guy. That's a tough one. I have to go with Chris Jones that I played with this year, the one I was telling you. Can I put myself in it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
For sure you can put yourself.
Nah, if I have a top five that I played with, I'd probably put Chris Jones. I'd probably put Kenny, because like I said, it's that chemistry we had on the court. I put that big man that I played with in college, Will Neighbor. I might be the coldest big man I played with, man. We went to Florida, man. He's from England. That man's a bucket. I'm going to put him in there. That's a small lineup though. Me, Chris, and Kenny. That's very small, but we'll get it done. Him, and at the 5, I'd probably go with Kem Birch.
Okay.
Kem Birch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Kem for his shot blocking ability. He's from Quebec. I mean, hey, I got to shout out
Gotta
my
represent.
Quebec guys.
Okay.
Yeah, always.
You play you like I said in the pro career, you played at PEI, Prince Edward Island.
Yeah.
You know, your first year, we're all rookie team, all playoff team. You know, that's pretty dope. You know, especially like I said, from the path that you had to go through. You know, to get to where you got to, and those accomplishments. You know, that's huge. You know, and to now playing in Windsor. You're playing in Windsor, right? So how's that going right now? How was it going before all this? You know,
I was actually having my best pro season.
Okay.
In Windsor, I was actually on the roll. I had just got I think player of the week twice in 3 weeks.
Oh.
I was on the roll. I was actually getting like a hold of it. I was like, man, I'm about to be, I was about to go on another like level.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we all going through it right now. This pandemic, which is just part of life. Adversity, you beat it, and then you move on. Winter was good, man. Took care of me. I was doing good there, basketball-wise. And fortunately, like I said, the season ended early.
And also, I saw you on the news that you signed with the CBL team.
Yeah. This is a new league, a new summer league that's ran by Team Canada. Well, by Canada Basketball, my bad. I signed with the reigning champions, Saskatchewan Rattlers. Right now, we're still waiting to see what's going on with this thing we're going through right now. I should have a couple of words in the next couple of days or weeks.
Okay.
To see what's gonna happen. But yeah, I had signed and I was gonna be gone till August.
Okay.
And how do you stay active? Because we don't know when it's gonna end. How do you stay active?
I took a couple weeks off. Go for jogs. I go to the park and shoot a little bit. And I try to I try to do new things, like read a little bit. Read things that I wouldn't read. I hate reading. I can't tell y'all when the last time I read before now. And most importantly, I spend time with my family. We all know I've been gone since I was 16.
Yeah.
So spending time with family actually feels so good, like right now.
For sure.
So I'm taking advantage of all that.
Okay. Before before we go on anything, we like to play a little game. Kenny, start, bench, cut.
Okay. Yeah. So there's 3 events: start, bench, cut. So the first one is playing for Team Quebec. When you made that buzzer, that's number 1. The second one, it's when you play for Team Canada. And the third one, what would be a good third one, said?
The tournament.
The
March
tournament,
Madness.
yeah, March Madness.
Shot?
No, being a part of, yeah. So the shot in Team Quebec, playing for Team Canada, and being in the big dance, March Madness. Which one would you start, bench, and cut?
Ooh. Shit. Those 3 big moments. I'd probably start the March Madness. Okay. That shot that I made, that was a relief, man. That shot was that's like one of the biggest events in sports, you know what I'm saying, the March Madness. So I'd probably start that. The second one would be that shot in the Canada games. Okay. Because just like I said, everybody was against us. And I don't know when the last time Quebec had won. I think 92 was the last time Quebec had won. Yeah, so, and that happened in 2008. So, yeah, and then I had to cut Team Canada, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Man.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Nah, for real. So, like, it's crazy because, our podcast, we're just always trying to bring people in and trying to, especially those that came before us, which would be later on. But, it's, like I said, like, want to, get your perspective on how you came about your journey, to get to where you are now and how you went through these things and how the work you put in, to be who you are, to be Kemy Osse, what you're known for, and like you said, like I like to say this all the time, but it's bigger than basketball, right? And and that basketball helped us it shaped us to, it helped us with what we're doing in life, but at the same time we always gotta remember, how we're able to play the sport, and how we're able to, give back as we get older.
I have a last question. Like, I know you still have probably like a 5 to 8 years playing pro still, but after that, okay, 5 years for sure, 5 years. But after that, like, what's your plan after playing? Like, when you 34, 35, what's your plan?
I actually got a couple projects coming on. Like, that's something I'm working through right now. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple options. I don't see myself being a head coach. I can't do that. I don't have the patience for that. But one of the things that I can talk about is that ParkX program actually want to take over the league. You know what I'm saying? That like that's just like paving the way. Like, my brother started it. Now it's time for him to pass it down to John and pass it down to me.
That's what
so I can add on what I think we should do and get the kids to wherever I was, or for them to go further than me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be able to. I don't always want to say, "Oh, in my time, you wasn't better than me." No, I want the next generation to be better than our generation.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you build something. And then, so I'll definitely help those kids. You from ParkX, Seth, you see a lot of those kids coming there. Like,
definitely.
They're minorities, first of all, and then they don't have too much. So I want them to be able to use basketball. And me, my brothers, the coaches, as mentors, to take them somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely want to do that too, though. Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. That's really good to hear, man. One of my own. Yeah. So like, thank you for real. Like, we appreciate your time coming on this, come on here and speaking to us.
Merci, comme je te dis, merci d'avoir accepté l'invitation, puis avec qu'est-ce que tu viens de nous dire, man, c'est sûr, il y a beaucoup de jeunes qui vont apprendre de toutes tes décisions que tu as prises, man, puis ils vont essayer de se pousser, puis peut-être aller plus loin que où tu as été, man. So, merci encore, man, d'avoir accepté l'invitation.
Thank you guys too. I appreciate y'all having me. That's respect. That just means you guys respect me, and I respect you guys. Two very good players too. Like, when you talk about Quebec basketball, like, your name's got to be on there for sure. And I really appreciate you guys having me, man. Anytime. I would have done that for y'all anytime.
Respect, man. Yeah, so thank you once again. And to everyone listening, don't forget to subscribe on everywhere that, platform, Spotify, go follow our Instagram, Facebook, and stay tuned for episode 3.
See you.
And also, one thing I want to do after I retire, me and Kenny need to go to Santiago Charbonneau and play that championship game again.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, but
I need my payback.
Yeah, for sure.